This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There we go. There we go. Now we can see Omar Kelly.
What's wrong with this shit? Anyway.
What's up? That phone, bro. Update that phone, bro. Come on.
No, listen. It's not the phone. What's happening?
Love and Life. Hunter Butler says, how many Omars does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many Omars does it take to get internet working properly? Oh, my God. Technology is going to be my undoing.
Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it. More Omars than there are on screen. That's what it takes. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. All right. I don't know how much you're keeping up with it now, but any surprises to you in the cuts so far with Los Miami Dolphins?
Lynn Bowden, I thought that was a little bit surprising. I don't know if Sony Michel was surprising because I'm Ahmed fan, so
I thought Michel was a lock, but as the training camp went on, Gaskin outplayed him easily outplayed him. And you know what? Sony was injured half the time, which unfortunately that's kind of been also the problem with him, that he's not reliable. And say what you want about Gaskin, reliability is not ever an issue with that kid. Every time you call upon him, he's there for you, man.
Nah, so he had a knee injury. He had a knee injury that missed a month. His breakout year. I hear where you're coming from.
But overall, he's a reliable young man.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Sony was going to give you the pass blocking help, like third downs. Who's going to be your pass blocker, and who's going to be your short yardage guy? I thought that was going to be Sony. And now I'm like, who's it going to be? But I'm not really worried about it.
You got a fullback. No, you got a fullback in there all the time. Remember, there's a different type of team now. So you have a fullback back there all the time with the running back.
I looked at 5 years of that offense, and the fullback plays 250 snaps at the most a season. So
that's what, like half the what do you get, like 600 something, or what? How many snaps is it?
No, you get way more than like 1,000.
No, it's like 1,000, right? Actually,
1,200. Yeah.
So
he plays like 1/4 a season, 17 games. So it's like, hold on, I hate math. 14 snaps a game.
Okay. Yeah. All right. They may use him more, and one of the things that I told you with Ethan Carter, he's the backup fullback. So they're going to keep him. That's why he's not getting cut either. We've talked about him. You thought, and I think they're going to keep him around too, because obviously they need a backup fullback, since you don't keep two fullbacks on any roster. So it looks like Ethan is going to end up making it. I'm with you on the Sony Michel. I mean, on the Lynn Bowden Jr. But Omar, that tells me that they must be eyeing something in the return game from somewhere else, right? Because you're not going to use Waddle and Hill full time.
Maybe you are.
And if Bowden is not the guy, no, they're not.
Hill said, I want to do it.
Yeah, I know, but you have to protect those guys from themselves. They don't know it. They're crazy. Those are crazy people. You don't listen to Waddle and Hill. They're crazy people. They want to always play. You got to protect them from themselves. You do not want to put that out there all the time.
I am very curious to see what happens with the return game, but I think they'll be fine no matter what route they go. I think they'll be all right.
But don't you get the feeling that if they're releasing Bowden, then there's some kind of a plan to try to acquire another guy that they like somewhere, right? I just get that feeling, because outside of Hill and Waddle, there isn't another guy. It's not Iggy or anybody else, dude. There's no returners.
Maybe it's Preston.
No, they cut him. They cut him already. He's done.
Oh, they just cut him? Okay.
Yeah, they cut him.
I don't know. If you got Hill, Waddle, and Javon, you can figure out how to make it work, and you can put a practice squad guy in to elevate him up. They don't seem pressed about it, and neither do I. I don't even think the kickoff returners, they got Mostert doing it. So
right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And that's what some have said too, since it's not something that you get a ton of returns on, so it's not the same priority that it used to be. So that's kind of the way, people look at it. Hey, how about the corner side? You keep hearing Byron Jones. Is he going to be ready? And we should find out by 4:00. But you almost get the feeling that Byron Jones is on target to return, because they never flinched and they've never panicked and they've never gone out to get anybody else, anticipating him being out an extended amount of time or anything.
I've never felt comfortable with that, and never felt comfortable with the fact that I didn't see him out on the field working. And yeah, you could do your work on the inside and you could do your work privately, but it just doesn't feel right. All of OTAs, he was out on the field. Now, all of a sudden, he's not out on the field anymore. And I don't know what the situation was last week, but the fact that I haven't seen Byron Jones in all but once on a game day in over a month, if not two, that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
I'm with you there. All right. They are going. It looks like Skyler is going to stick.
Skyler was never not going to stick. Like, stop.
Oh,
We're not talking about that. We're not. That's dumb.
Well, no, but
we're talking about Skyler Thompson.
We're going to work. No. I know he wasn't going to get cut. I've been a fan of the kid from the get-go, but my point is that now the next step, is he inactive, or do you keep him as a active guy just in case you can use him for other things?
Why does that need to be discussed? Who cares? Like, this is Tua's team. If something happens to Tua,
of course it's Tua's team.
Plays. So Bridgewater,
but a Hail Mary late in the game or something like that, do you keep him active for that, because he's got the better arm for those kind of things?
Absolutely not. That's dumb. Like, Skyler can't win an NFL game with real players right now. Like, let him grow, let him develop.
I'm not asking him to win a game. I'm not asking him to play. I'm asking. I'm asking like a gimmick type.
He doesn't have any better of an arm than any of the two quarterbacks that are.
Oh
there.
No. Yes, he does. Yes, he
no,
does.
He does not. No, he does not.
Yes, he does. He can throw it farther than both those guys.
No, he does not.
Dude, if you watch them, you can tell he has a stronger arm.
No, he does not. That's your imagination.
Yes.
No, he does not. That's your imagination.
How can you say that, bro? You can tell that he has a stronger arm. It's obvious that he has a stronger arm.
I've watched him do throwing competitions. He doesn't have a stronger arm. He does not.
No. They don't have distance throwing competitions, bro. You're talking about the basket. No, I did not see any long distance throwing competitions.
OCAs, you weren't there, bro. They don't. He doesn't have this cannon you want to portray him as having. He doesn't. Well,
I saw it. I know he has. I'm not saying he has a cannon. I'm just saying you could tell that his arm is stronger. So he's got a bottom
tier. He's got a bottom tier arm, just like Bridgewater and just like Tua. They're all in the bottom tier. One might be better than the other, but they're all bottom tier arms.
I disagree with that one.
He does not. If he had an arm, he'd been drafted higher.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
Just because you have an arm doesn't mean you're going to be anything in the league. You could be a disaster, bro.
People have been drafted because of an arm. People have been drafted because of an arm.
Yes, you're right. Kellen Mond, who just got released,
loved him.
Was drafted in the third round last year because he had an arm. But again, having an arm doesn't really help you if you don't have accuracy, if you don't have touch, if you don't have anticipatory skills.
Well, he has
none of that ever helps you.
He's got a little bit of moxie to him. That's it. He don't have an arm. He doesn't have ridiculous athleticism. He's a good developmental quarterback. He's a young, hopefully Kirk Cousins. Like, be patient, let him develop, let him grow, let him progress. Something happens to Tua, we'll see what happens. But he can't win you a game right now. Bridgewater can win you a game. He can't win you a game right now.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about him winning a game or anything. I'm talking about him coming in for a gimmick. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Something that other guys may not be able to do that he might be able to do. Just that. Well, people do that in the league. Sometimes you bring in another guy for something else, a wildcat situation or something like that. people do that, and they've done that very many times over the
So what is he, a scrambler now?
Jimmy Johnson brought in a wildcat guy for Marino.
This is like, bro, there's so much other things to talk about. You're not the quarterback common denominator radio guy. This is ridiculous. He's not going to be, whether he's active or game day for 47 Big O. Come on, man. Like let's talk about the cornerback situation. Let's talk about the
I did already.
Yeah, linebacker depth. Skylar Thompson, like, bro, he's a nice player, developmental guy. Let's put him, let's slow cook him in the oven for a year and see what happens. Like I don't even know if he's like Bridgewater could still smoke him if it were having legit competition. And like, let's just see what happens when he grows.
You're not listening to me at all.
No, I'm not doing all that gimmick bullshit.
I never talked about him challenging Bridgewater.
No, but
I
I'm
never
saying,
talked about him coming into a game and winning a game. All I said is, do you activate him as a gimmick to help out in certain situations? That's it.
No.
And that's all you had to do.
He can't help you.
I wasn't asking about anything else because I never said he should get to.
You know what his job is going to be? To make that practice squad fire.
No. You mean the not practice squad. You mean the scout team? Yes.
Make that scout team fire. Be hell on a Landon Roberts and Jerome Baker, and be Jalen Phillips' practice dummy. Scramble around a lot and throw. I mean, he can't mimic Mac Jones because he's not Mac Jones, but All
right, your opinion on the Trey Flowers pickup?
I like Kellen I like Kellen Mond too, and I would really be trying to sign him, not claim him, but sign him.
They have 3 quarterbacks already.
Yeah, and what's the harm of having another? How many did they use last year?
But I mean, you're going to keep 4 quarterbacks. Oh, you mean the Kellen Mond to the practice squad is what you're saying?
Practice squad. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Like that actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
What is the harm? Like, you act like zero guys on the practice squad. We just
zero. They're allowing you to have like 86 dudes also on the practice squad now. So 16. Hell yeah.
Yeah, 16. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm quite impressed.
It's like a whole other team you can have now on the practice squad.
Should I be bringing Duke Johnson back too? Like, Duke was your leading back last year.
Texas reports what may be the first death related to monkeypox.
Okay, somebody died of monkeypox. Interesting.
Okay.
Trey Flowers, very interesting from the standpoint of he was once a premier pass rusher, or once a premier player in a hybrid scheme. Gives you another edge player along with Andrew Van Ginkel and Jalen Phillips, and now Melvin Ingram, who I'm a big fan of. I'm very curious to see what happens. He clearly wanted to skip training camp, which is a wise thing for a lot of veterans. I get it. He's playing in a defense that he's familiar with. I get it. Question is he here to play or is he here to retire?
Well, he's not really making a ton of money to, so he's really just a rotational piece. It's kind of to me, it almost seems like an insurance policy on depth. Is kind of what I see, because AVG maybe is not ready for week 1. Obviously, poor guy had his appendix removed. You would imagine it's going to take a couple weeks to kind of get ready. I don't know. I've never had my appendix removed, so I don't know how long it really takes. And then how long does it take to then get on a football field too? I know that Joe Burrow's was worse because it ruptured, but this one didn't rupture. So apparently it's not as bad. But again, I don't know how long it's going to take for AVG to take the field. So I kind of feel this is one of those insurance policies for that.
You say AVG so smoothly, it's like it should be his nickname. I'm like thinking to myself, like, do I really want to call him AVG?
Well, you don't have to call him AVG. You're not on the beat anymore, baby.
Listen.
But for those of us that follow, we're calling him AVG. I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel. I mean, just AVG, bro. Come on.
We call him Gink. or Van Ginkel from. I mean, he's just Gink, but yeah,
AVG.
It rolls.
Of course, it rolls, and he's going to roll to have a great season this year. Over and under in sacks. What's the number for
Oh
Van
my
Ginkel?
God! Are you really want to over
5, 6, 7, 8,
4.5?
4.5. The over and under. All right, folks, on the chat board right now, on the Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056, on Twitter at Big O Show. AVG, over, under, 4.5 sacks. Over or under? Give me the vote right now.
He's not playing it. He's not playing ahead of Jalen Phillips. He's not playing ahead of Melvin Ingram. And right now, not playing ahead of Trey Flowers.
But when he's on, well, he'll be playing ahead of Trey Flowers once he gets on the field. But most importantly, he's playing opposite a lot of those guys. Yeah. So you got to worry about Agba. You got to worry about Jalen Phillips. You got to worry about Christian Wilkins. Guess who's coming, baby? AVG is coming to get you.
You have this overinflated opinion of Andrew Van Ginkel that I find so amusing. You and Joe Shad. Joe Shad loves Andrew Van Ginkel, and I'm like,
love me some Andrew Van Ginkel.
He's garbage
got the locks
man.
too, bro. He's got the locks too. How am I not going to love somebody with locks? Come on.
It's there. I can see it. He's a cleanup man, and I respect it and I appreciate it. I would prefer an impactful player. Just me.
7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, both recovered. Okay?
Impact.
That's what's going to happen. Impact. He's always around the football. He's got a knack for it. I know you don't want to admit it, but he's got a knack of being him, Brandon Jones. They've got that
man.
knack. Huh?
Oh my God, you're not putting Brandon Jones in that conversation.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm putting Brandon Jones there. That's why I mentioned it.
Brandon Jones.
You're Mr. Anti-Brandon Jones.
I'm not anti-Brandon Jones. Does Brandon Jones bust more plays than he makes in a given season? Yes or no?
He's young. He's learning. You're too hard
on
it.
Notice
you're
the
too
bigger
hard on these young players.
You know when he avoids the question.
I know he's still struggling a little bit in coverage. I know.
He busts more than he makes.
But but he does make plays. And he's a terrific blitzing safety.
Right? I think terrific is overstating it. I think he's above board.
By the way, most people agree with me. They're all going over.
Do it. Over. Put money on it.
Over.
Put your money.
I already put money on the Dolphins over 8.5. If I'm gonna check Bet US if they've got an over 4.5 sacks for Andrew Van Ginkel. You damn right, I'll bet that.
We will bet anything, won't we? As a society.
Jalen Phillips over under 10 sacks.
I'm gonna go with under for this reason. I think he's going to have an injury at some point, and I hate saying that, but you know, history. I mean, history is the biggest indicator of the present.
And he had no injuries last year, right?
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah. One in camp that grown.
No, but he didn't miss any games last year, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't. It wasn't. Some of it probably impacted him.
History, right there, bro. NFL history. Did not miss a game. What's wrong with you? It's not on a motorcycle, or was it a moped, or whatever the hell he got injured on? Come on, that was freakish. So you're anti-Brandon Jones, you're anti-Andrew AVG, and now Phillips, you don't give him 10 sacks. Are the Dolphins making the playoffs?
Damn, why are you gonna do me like that?
Well, it's this is probably your last hit. So yes, we need the prediction.
No, they're not.
Damn. So the Dolphins aren't making the playoffs. What is the Dolphins record?
I think they are a 10-win team. I think the AFC, barring injuries, is super stacked. Super stacked. And unless Miami sweeps the Patriots and Eagles and splits the series with the Jets, I just don't. What? I mean, no, I'm sorry, sweeps and splits the series. Sorry, the Dolphins sweep the.
You drinking at
No,
noon or something?
sweep the Jets and the Patriots, and then split the series with the Bills. I think that they won't advance because I think the AFC West is just so. I think 3 teams make it out of the AFC West, and I know they might beat up on each other, but that's a stacked.
So if they beat the Patriots and the Jets and split with the Bills, that's 5 wins already.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're not going to get out of the other 9 wins. That you don't think they would get 9 games? They're not going to find more wins there.
Here's a reason why I'm factoring this in. One, I think your offense isn't going to get going until about midseason. That's just a prediction I've made and I've stood on, and I expect it to be consistent. Then I think you're going to take on some water from injury standpoint, and that's going to rely on your depth. And I really don't see this as a really deep team. And then the third factor is I really don't think this defense is as good as people think it is. And it certainly is not going to be as good as people think it is without Byron Jones. So, like, let's say, because I'm sorry, if Byron Jones is playing the season opener, he should have been start running on the practice field at least this week. At the very latest, if he's going to play in the season opener, right? We got, 13 days?
Right.
2 weeks? 2 weeks good enough for you to get ready for a season opener, Big O?
For him, yes. Yeah. For him, yes. Plus, you're facing a Patriot receiving core that doesn't scare my grandmother.
Devontae Parker don't put fear in your bones?
No, they have a guy named X that will put him in his pocket and just shut him down the rest of the night. So I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried about the Patriots at all. They beat the Patriots last year twice, and they're better this year. They have a better offense this year. They have a real coaching on offense. So you should beat the Patriots again twice this year. And where I disagree with you is if you have a better offense, you're going to have a better defense. If you can score more points, you'll have a better defense. If you have more leads, you'll have a better defense. So I don't know about time of possession because I don't see this as a time of possession team. Although I think Tua can control things with that short passing game and all that speed on the field. I think it's going to be really hard to stay with them. So, I see it a little different this year because I think the offensive side is going to bring a lot of balance to something that has been completely imbalanced for a long, long time with the Miami Dolphins. Because as you know, you've covered only a team that has to be carried by its defense every year. And now I don't think you have to be carried by the defense. I think you have to be complemented by the defense.
2016 is the last team that didn't have to be carried by the defense.
They were in 20 years, it's happened, the Ricky year or whatever, a couple of 3-4 times in 20 years. But more often than not, it's been the defense that carries, the Miami Dolphins every year. So I guess I'm a little bit more hopeful than you are with the team because I just see more competence. Don't you agree that there's more competence on the offensive side of the ball now compared to what you've seen? No?
Wow. Check with me when people smack them in the mouth. And we'll see where
you're not answering the question. You're just, you're not giving me. So you think they haven't. So you think they're not more competent on offense than they were last year?
I think all of the confidence is fiction. And when they have success and win games, and like to me, can you run? Oh, only question that matters to me about the Dolphin season. Can you run the ball? You
don't think they're going to be able to run better this year than they have in the past?
I don't know. I saw one game against nobody playing for the Eagles, and the rest was crap. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know. And Teron Armstead, we haven't seen a single thing with Teron Armstead. And when he comes out, maybe he is an absolute friggin' monster. And I've seen signs that he could be a monster, but he's been in bubble wrap for 3 months.
It's a smart thing to do.
It is a smart thing to
I
do.
wouldn't use X much. I wouldn't use Teron
No,
Armstead much.
I agree
Connor,
with you.
you had to use him because you put him in a new position. So you had to give him reps there because obviously he's playing center, which is incredibly important. So he had to play. He had no choice. But Teron Armstead,
I was a
their
major
guy.
advocate of Teron being signed. I'm a big believer in
Of
Teron. That film is ridiculous. Some of it he was playing hurt last year. He had something else along with the knee. I can't remember what it was, shoulder or hip or elbow. I can't remember. It wasn't hip. When we see that offensive line with Teron Armstead, I will have a better clue. I will have a better understanding. If they can run the ball, playoffs, 11 wins, it's tremendous success. Coach of the year candidate. If they can't run the ball, yeah, same old Dolphins.
I think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll dominate with the run, but I think they'll be more serviceable with the run now overall. Because
I didn't ask you to dominate. I just asked you to be respectable.
Yeah, I think they can get. I think they
15.
can get there. I think they can get there because of the way they're going to be able to scheme things.
Be
I
top
think
15, running the ball.
maybe
Top 15.
I think they can get there. I think they can be in that area in the
Standards are
teens.
not ridiculous.
Yeah, no. You're right. They don't have to be dominant. They have to be complementary. So that way, at least, Tua has something he can lean on outside of the passing game. The good thing is you are going to have a lot of weapons out there on the field. And to me, that's going to be a real positive for this team. I like what I see. All right, what do you got going on, I Am Athlete?
We got the Joe Budden episode up now. And then we're working on next week's episode, and we're working on a live tour, and we're working on putting together a launch of a live show and the look of a live show from a podcast aesthetic standpoint. Everything Brandon Marshall does has to be aesthetically pleasing. So I'm dealing with a very finicky, high level taste. So we're trying to get the right look.
All right, just make sure you tell him don't bother racing Terrell Owens because he has no shot, like zero chance. Okay,
Hey.
Terrell Owens can give him a 10-meter start and he'll beat him by 10 meters. Terrell Owens Terrell Owens is not a human being. He's a cyborg.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with you, which is why when I sat there and he was committing to this race in 6 weeks, I thought, are you insane? Like
he couldn't beat Terrell Owens in his prime and Terrell now in a race. How is he going to beat him now in a race? Terrell Owens is a freak, bro. And that dude was talking to you guys in a freaking sauna, right? Was he in a sauna?
Yes, he was.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, his body is just
it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I don't disagree.
Not normal.
It's not normal. No. But
not normal. The guy ran a 4.4 the other day. He beat a bunch of other dudes like I don't know who the other dudes were, but he smoked all those fools. And he's nearly 50 years old, dude.
He is 50. I think he's 52.
Oh, I thought he was 48. Okay. So he's 52. God.
That's the name.
That was impressive. Yeah. Tell Brandon, don't embarrass yourself, dude.
Hey, he already committed to it, which is why,
okay.
He committed to it, and I don't think it's a wise move, but hey, who am I to tell a grown man what to do?
Yeah, no. All right. Well, if he wants to embarrass himself, go ahead. We'll be watching. And the memes will be happening and all that kind of stuff. And watch him pull up lame and a hammy or something like that.
Brandon likes a challenge.
Does Brandon realize that he wasn't known for speed from the get-go? That's not what his game was.
But he ran like a 4.47 at the pro day. So
what was that, like 30 years ago? Brandon Marshall was a Peterbilt truck playing wide receiver.
He was he's a big son of a bitch.
Right, exactly. That's what he is. A big son of a bitch.
He's exactly the same. It's funny because we were talking about this yesterday. He's the exact same size as Josh Allen. I can't even imagine a quarterback looking like
Brandon. Right.
Like,
That was the thing about Marshall is to defend him, you have to get around him. You can't get around him. He was very, very smart in using his body. And so that was to his advantage. Speed was not the reason why. He wasn't pulling away from people. Terrell Owens used to pull away from people, bro.
yeah.
That guy, say, whatever you want to say about him personally, that's fine. But you cannot deny the talent ever that guy still possesses.
He's on a workout regimen. He's on a workout regimen, Brandon, and boss man, he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna do his thing, and we're all gonna be proud of him. Do you want to race a cyborg? Probably not.
No. That was a bad mistake. He should try to race you or me, not Terrell Owens. Come and embarrass us. Don't get embarrassed by Terrell Owens. But it is what it is. Check out I Am Athlete. You on Sirius too?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be on today. I was on yesterday, have to be on today, guys. Take popping off to LA and not telling anybody. So, welcome to my life.
There you go. All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly, and we appreciate the ride, my brother. It's been a great ride. Don't know if we'll be able to get you on again because I know you got the exclusive stuff, but we do appreciate everything. And I'm sure for you, it's refreshing to be able to make a change. Being on a beat as long as you were, it beats you down. So I definitely understand the change.
As much as I do miss it, this is challenging as hell, as you know. I do miss it. I do miss knowing what's going on, but the release of Lynn Bowden Jr. and Preston Williams, that's just like when you're not covering the beat, you just realize how like small and minutia that stuff is. Like your 44th player is not really going to make a difference in the scope of things.
No,
but
probably not.
It is. Yeah. Trey Flowers. Like, I don't even think anybody talked about Trey Flowers being signed nationally. And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, we talked about it here on the show yesterday. A good rotational guy for them on the back end. Good insurance policy with AVG. So I get it. It made sense to sign.
Yeah. Did you keep up with Shredder's retirement?
Yeah. That's why it's those things are a waste of time when we keep talking about something that one they didn't need because it wasn't like Connor Williams was spreading the ball all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you really look at it, Connor overall just had to tweak his snapping. It wasn't erratic, dude.
It still needs tweaking.
Of course, it's not. You can't expect a guy that has not done it to switch over and be impeccable. You know what I mean? But overall, when you think about it, that he hasn't done it and he's doing it now. And by the way, he didn't have a high snap in the game on Saturday, so that was good for him.
He had one snap that Tua had to hop for. Yeah, he did have one. I remember.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Trust me, I paid attention. I was like,
okay. I don't know. I thought he was pretty clean when he was in there. But anyway, overall, I think he's done a pretty good job. And so that's why, and he's blocked his ass off. So that's the other thing. It's not like he's struggled in blocking. It's just one thing that he's kind of tweaking, and eventually they'll figure it out. So I don't have a problem with it. It should be fun. All right, my brother. I appreciate you as always. All right. And, our doors will always be open down the line. So you never know. All right.
All right. Appreciate
much
it,
love, man. You got it. There you go. Omar Kelly. The ride ends for now because you just never know in this crazy business. That's our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.